So I'm excited for every episode, but I'm especially excited for this one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I also
I feel giddy.
I hate people online on Instagram who are like, I'm so excited to announce, but I'm like actually genuinely excited. So
Yeah.
This is genuine excitement and giddiness. Also, genuine change. And yeah. Woo,
Yeah.
powerful experience.
you gonna get into our panty drawer, as Kaylin says.
Wait, I'm underwear drawer.
Oh, your underwear. Someone says underwear drawer.
I say underwear drawer.
I think it's Jade. I think it's Jade because I would never use the P word. Katie would absolutely shoot me. She hates that word.
Really?
I don't like panties either, so I
that's her
I like
least favorite. You guys are killing her right now. She's listening to this and she's
panties,
like,
panties, panties.
You didn't say moist panties anyway.
So when we were talking to Robin, we said, didn't we say it on the recording? Like,
maybe
I think we said it on the recording, like, A, we love you. B, we want to work with you. C, we might record said work and share it with all of you. And we did all of those things.
All of them. We do love her. We did do a recording. We are sharing it with you.
Exactly. So
yeah.
You're welcome.
Without further ado, buckle up, bitches.
Got it. I love that it always gives you the option to leave the meeting. Like, yeah, no, I'm all set. You can't record me. Like, does someone actually exercise that option? It makes me
recording these meetings.
Yeah, no, screw you. I'm out of here.
That's great.
So what I just started to say to you is I have been checking kind of all week Cass asked me the other day, is there homework? I was like, nope. Not, like I've asked over and over and over again what we're doing today. And they're like, you'll find out. And I keep saying, what are we doing today? And they're like, well, you'll find out. Don't worry about it. So this morning when I was doing my meditation and checking in and they were like, we're unwinding. And I was like, okay, fantastic. And so I don't know how it's going to go exactly, but what they have showed me finally is that there's like, you know how if you have like embroidery thread or it can sometimes get like tangled into a knot. Yeah. And the more you pull, the more knot, the tighter the knot gets. So what we're doing is kind of unraveling without, like, so we're going to untie the knot essentially. There's a kind of a big ball of string between the three of you. And that's really what they're showing me that we're going to work on today. But I actually don't know how we're going to do that until we get into it.
Sounds about right.
That tracks.
Yep.
That tracks.
Which is so unusual for me because it's not, I mean, normally I have a very good sense of what we're doing. So I'm doing this not on a whim. I know I'm going to be able to hold space, and I'm very curious to see what comes up out of this for all of you.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if that's typical for you or atypical.
So normally I'll have a client come in, we'll talk about what's up, what do you want to do, what do you want to work on, and then I get a sense of the healing that we're going to do. We often will veer from the base of whatever healing it is, but there's usually a structure to it. And then once I'm in there, they'll be like, oh, you need to do a chakra rebuild in addition to what the healing that you were just doing was, or when I do my group healings, I do a group healing once a month. That usually, like I said, I'll have a base of what we're going to work on, but they give me like we go in a very different direction from the base. But this is the first time I don't actually have a sense of what's the base healing we're doing, because they're like, you just have to follow us. So my guess is we're going off into something that I don't have a base for yet. So you may be helping me create some new healing. So thank you for that. I'm kind of excited for this.
It's so funny because when you were on the podcast with us and I asked you to do this and I was like, is she the right person? And it was like, she can do it, but she's never done it before. I was like, cool.
Exactly. That's really true. And I was talking to my heartmate this morning and I just was like, I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, this is fantastic. You'll be amazing. And I was like, okay.
Let's do it. We don't know what the fuck it is, but let's
Right,
do it.
exactly. Let's do it.
What
Okay.
is
Is your
this
heart rate
track
is your
so
heart
much
rate
with the
human?
theme?
Oh,
What?
sorry, Caitlin. Go.
Lots of words.
Is your heartmate a human or a spirit?
Yes.
Okay.
She's very much a human.
I love that you call her that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, we have this amazing, incredible intimacy that it transcends friendship. It's not like we're not obviously lovers, but there's something so much more magical than that. And so I refer to her as my heartmate. She refers to us as whole mates because we're a whole. So it's such a beautiful, amazing relationship that we have. And it's just,
I
yeah.
love
Yeah.
that. Okay, what were you gonna say, Caitlin? Or what were you?
Oh, I was just going to say that all of your words, Robin, that you just said about what this is, what your experience is, it has been now preparing for this, is so like comically on track for pretty much everything. Like
Yes.
we've gone into everything like, well, we don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something. And you now are joining that with, I don't know what exactly we're doing, but we're doing something.
I'm
So.
ready.
Perfect. It's funny, Cass, in my intake, in my form, when clients come in with me, it right in for one of the first paragraphs, it says, please have tissues on hand because it's very likely you will need them. Like, so I love that you have these on hand ready to go.
And no mascara going on today, so we're good.
Excellent. All right, good. Okay, so I would like for you all, do we need crystal balls? No. Okay. So what I want for you all to do is to close your eyes and bring your attention and awareness into your heart. And simply just notice what's there without real judgment, without any trying to change it in any way. Just kind of notice what you notice. And allow your heart to expand. And then breathe deeply into your heart. See if you can allow your heart to find its own rhythm. And as your heart expands, imagine that there is a cord that drops down from the bottom of your heart, down through your third chakra and your second chakra, and right down through the base of your first chakra. And then imagine it goes down into the center of the earth and connect your heart with the heart of Mother Earth. As you do that, you can send gratitude down for being held and cherished and supported. And allow that resounding gratitude to come up into your heart. So you're connecting your heart with the heart of Mother Earth. If ever you feel lost or disconnected, simply reinforce this cord to bring you back down into your center. And then I want you to come back up into your heart and allow this connection to expand your heart even further. And then imagine that a cord goes up from the top of your heart, up through your 5th chakra, up through your 6th chakra, up through your 7th chakra, out through the top of your head, expanding your connection to the divine. And then imagine it goes right above your 7th chakra, out to your portal. And then take the portal out to your soul star, the place where your soul was born. And allow this cord now to find its way into the soul star. And feel the sense of belonging. Okay, good. Imagine you are all being held, and as if you are a small child, just being held and cherished. If you can, let anything go that might be keeping you from being present right now in this moment. Just let it drift away. You can give it to your soul self. Ask the question of your soul self. What is your highest frequency, mission, role? How you can be of the highest and most service for the planet and for humanity? And also ask, how your collective mission unfolds. Is there any resistance? Any pockets of fear, maybe? Or sadness. There it is. Good. So I want you to love any places where you feel friction. Just love that part, the part that's afraid or sad or fearful, or see if you can love it with all of your heart. Ask what it needs. To let go in this moment. Okay, good. If there is any ties, karma, to any past lives that you have together, I would like you to meet it with love and affection and gentleness and ask that it release. Excuse me. Honor what it served you. Honor the journey that you had before. And acknowledge that it be transmuted for the highest good of all. And you can sort of see it dissolve or unhook like a bungee cord. Any places that are resistant or fearful of letting go, simply breathe your heart energy into it with compassion. Oh, that's much better. Okay. And now I want you to think about, bring into mind, look at from a witness perspective, the relationship, the dynamic that the three of you have. Without trying to fix it or change it or do anything with it, I want you to see if you can simply observe what's in the space between you. Do you feel comfortable naming it out loud? Okay. What is it you feel in the space between the three of you, among the three of you? What's here?
I feel a kind of like what I'm getting is this visualization of like Pompeii where the dust settles and there's just a massive layer of 6 or 8 inches or something of just dust and debris and cobweb and old.
Okay. How do you want to clean that space?
The first thing that comes to mind is a leaf blower.
Okay. Cass needs a leaf blower. Kaylin, Jade, just hold on to that thought for a second. What's in your space?
Similar to Cass, a different imagery, just that kind of back to that whole ball that you were kind of talking about of the knot, and there's like so much love in it, and it's twisted up with fear or hesitation or past things or present things unsaid, fear that you like, there's just, it's all tangled up together. And I see us kind of like hovering above, kind of looking at it, and just sometimes we can pull the threads open, but it's so like complicated, like you were saying before. That was the imagery I got.
And what is it that you want to clear the space?
There's no like tool that comes to mind except for our own fingers, like going through it, and then knowing like when we start to go through it, it's so much easier than we think it's gonna be to get it untangled and like really soft and like all the threads separate. But
Excellent.
It's hard sometimes to start, like we'll start putting our fingers in it and then it's like, oh, that's good, and then we'll kind of back up from it. So we just have to get in there and like it's just our own fingers.
Got it. Okay, good. All right. So again, you hold that thought.
Okay.
Kaylin.
Emotion wise, just feel a lot of love, but the visualization that I'm getting is almost like a tornado or a hurricane, where it's like this spinning. And we are all on our own sides, and the storm is like spinning amongst us, through us. And all of this, there's like stuff around us that's coming through each of us, and it's like we're passing it to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, in this like cyclical way. And when I try to see what we need to clear it, I just get this visualization of this big sun, like this brightness. And I don't know if that's like shining a light on it or what, but it almost feels like the analogy that's coming to my mind is after a hurricane, once it clears, it's always the most beautiful day.
Yep.
And it's like the sun is out, and that's almost what I'm seeing.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Okay, so what I would love for you to do is each of you has an energetic cord attached to this storm, dust cloud, knotted string in there. Okay. Let's just unhook, unattach to that cord. So just let it fall. Sometimes it unhooks like a bungee cord. Sometimes it unplugs, but I want you to unplug it, unattach it, let it go from your energy field. Obviously, gently and with love. You're not going to cut the cord. You're just going to release it. And you can do that intentionally. And then I want you to let the dust settle. Let the knot just fall. Let the storm peter out. Do you? Yep. Okay. Do you remember the scene in Practical Magic when they are forming? Did you ever see Practical Magic?
One of my favorites.
Okay. So there's a scene in Practical Magic where they're casting out the entity that's possessing Nicole Kidman.
Mhm.
And they all form a circle around it to keep it contained. Okay. And they get it so far, and then it won't leave. Eventually, what actually gets it to leave is the love that Nicole Kidman have, that Sandra Bullock has for Nicole Kidman. That's what ultimately gets it to leave. And so what we're working on with you guys is this, there's so much love between you that it's creating a little bit of friction or intensity because you're clinging to it. Okay. And you're also clinging to some of this frenetic energy that you're all experiencing in your own sort of way. So so who goes first? Yeah. Okay. Jade, you wanted to sort of get in there and sort of
Finger it.
finger through it, right? Which is exactly what I've been doing this whole time. Yeah. So
There, fucking Jane.
so I want you all to imagine that there is a knot in front of you and you are untying it. So we're going to do that first. So all of you, you're going to unwind it. And just trust that it's working. Just trust that this is unwinding between you, because I've already done most of it anyway while you guys were out. Yeah, good, good, great, good. And if you come to a particularly tricky knot, without trying to force it, breathe love into it. Really breathe, just ask for it to unfold. Like you don't even actually have to do anything. You just have to set your intention. And Jade, I want you to tell me when it feels done.
Right when you said it.
Good. Okay. Okay. Kaylin's next. Okay. Kaylin,
Mhm.
ask the storm to subside. And and let me know what answer you get.
It's weird because I see it like rotating now between the three of us.
Hmm.
Like two of us are out and it's surrounding one of us.
Okay. All of you put your hands on your heart for a second and ask and allow in. What they're showing me is putting, so they want to, the guides, spirit, source, it's actually the Divine Mother, wants to love you. So just ask to receive that grace. Feel it as a hand on the back of your heart, and just allow yourself to, there we go, good, excellent. Relax into that and just really be held by the Great Mother. Beautiful. And I want you to give her, all of you, any fear, doubt, sadness, worry. Just give it all to her. Good. And then sigh. Just allow that like relaxation of like, there we go. That's better. Okay. And just see if you can access the place of knowing, trusting, access the part of you that has never been wounded, never been separate, never been alone. And just allow yourself to be held. Cherished. Supported. Okay. Cass, do I have your permission to use the leaf blower, or is it yours to use?
You can use it.
Okay. There we go. I'm gonna clean it all out. It's actually not a, it's a leaf blower, but it's also a dust buster. So it's like both and. Okay. We're gonna clear it all. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're gonna give it up to be transmuted. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And again, you ladies don't have to do anything at this moment, but be held and loved and receive. There we go. Okay. Does it feel clean, Cass?
It does, yes.
Okay. Kaylin,
Mhm.
the sun, that bright, sparkling sun.
Mhm.
I see it now glinting off of like sand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How does the sun, does it feel like the sun is burning off any last vestiges?
It feels like a warm hug.
Great, fantastic. Excellent. For all of you, does it feel clean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. What do you want to put? No, that's not right. What? Okay. So each of you is a point in a triangle. And so each of you holds one of the corners of the triangle. Okay. And it like it's equilateral triangle. So all of you, like without one point, it's just a line. It's not actually a triangle. Okay. And the triangle is inside the circle. Is it inside the circle? Yeah, kind of. So it's like a pyramid inside a sphere. That's fine.
I've seen that shape before, Robin, yeah.
Okay.
Familiar.
Good. Okay. So at the beginning of this, I had you ground down into Mother Earth, right? And sort of really feel solidly in there. And so what I'd love for you to do now is connect back with your soul. I asked you a bit ago what your soul's qualities are, what your soul highest qualities are for your mission. Okay. I need each of you to speak those, but I want you to do it so that it's solid. So there's no hesitation. So really reinforce that connection down into Mother Earth, and you are the channel between earth and sky. So connect into Mother Earth, really feel solid in your energy, and then speak your soul's qualities into the space. Whenever you're ready.
You want someone to go first?
It's up to you.
Okay. Grounded, rooted in my body, out of my head, with optimism and joy, speaking my words.
Excellent.
Strength, endurance, tenacity, leading,
Orchestrated, conducted, puppeteer, grounded, bold, curious.
Cass, what's deeper than orchestrated?
Channeled.
Good. Perfect. And what's truer than puppeteer?
Conduit.
There we go. Got it. So I want you to feel into the space with the three of you holding these core essences. Grounded, strong, channeled. Speaking truth. Leading. Conduit. Really solidify yourself in this space. It's like pillars. And then what comes up? What do you notice?
The simple, immovable strength of that.
Mm. Yeah.
I get really tall pillars that aren't holding anything up. There's nothing that they're supporting. They're just like you look up and it just keeps going for miles and eons.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just like this like solid presence, right? Yeah.
I'm laughing because I just get like a rainbow.
Of course.
Not surprising at all.
And butterflies,
And
Caitlin.
unicorns.
Unicorn.
Just an arching like I see our pillars, and there's just like this arch, like I like watched it spread across us as we like stood in what we just said.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in Greece.
Better than Pompeii.
Just hopped across. Oh, Pompeii. I forgot.
Oh, I love it. It is so awesome.
Why did I not connect Mount Vesuvius to Pompeii? Okay, I'm back. I'm done.
All right, that's awesome. That was the release we needed. That was perfect, actually. Okay, all right. What else? What else do we need? Well, okay, so where's the like there's like a disbelief or like a it's questioning or like there's a friction. Where's that? What is that? What's that energy? Trust? Is it trust?
For me, like not like even knowingly, like there's things or subject matters that flip through my head right away, right?
Okay.
It's not that I'm not believing or holding, but if there's anything, it's like this kind of above our heads. It's like, but our people, but our families, but all the things, we have to leave this place, we have to leave and we have to go deal with this. And then there's like real things like, the money piece and the like when and the unknown, like it's just like all these little, like, I guess, little pieces that kind of float up there. They're not like affecting me, but they're up there.
Great.
That's my answer.
Okay. All right. So good. So good. So one of the things, guys, ladies, if it's in the field of any one of you, it's in the field, right? So you can name it, and then you can deal with it or not, right? But if it's in the field and it goes unsaid, then that's what creates some of the entanglement. Okay. So it really is important for you all to, when something comes up, it's up to deal with and heal. All right. Individually, collectively, it's yours to deal and heal with, which we'll talk about a little ways to do that shortly. All right. Do you all feel that sort of particles floating by thing? All the things external to the bubble that we've created, the sanctuary? Okay. Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
interesting.
think I feel it's weird because I feel really connected to both Cass and Jade individually, that I almost have this overarching like concern, and I don't know what I'm concerned about, but I feel concern.
Yes, that's a really good way to say it, Kaylin.
Okay. Okay, good.
I agree with that. And then also like I see this pretty sparkly now city structure, but like there's still like not like like what comes to mind is like the wildfires that are happening in Nova Scotia and how there's like a smoke cloud and how there's stuff, and like no matter how pretty and sparkly the city is, there's still stuff.
Sure. Right. So we have created this space in the world, but not of the world. The world is still waking up. There's still stuff in the world.
Fuck.
Right? Right? It is up.
You say, Cass?
I said fuck.
It is our job as healers and teachers and coaches and light workers to hold this light. Okay. So you all can come back to this place whenever you need to. This is your sanctuary. And regardless of what else is going on in your world or the world, this is the sanctuary. It's in the world, but not of it. Okay. And so it's really important to anchor in this feeling of really solidly grounded and present, because there's so much chaos in the world around you. Okay. As we become stronger in our light, in our ability to hold the light, that's going to allow other people to resonate with it and change their vibrations. But we have to hold it so strongly within ourselves that it's non-negotiable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I just got this visualization I feel like I'm supposed to share. Kaylin, back to your storm. The eye of the storm is still.
Right.
And the storm around it is still like this swirling piece thing too. And then of course, music comes through to me all the time. So Stevie Nicks, I've Always Been a Storm just came in too, like really loudly.
Yeah. Yes, and you're the calm in the storm, right? So it's like the storm says to the warrior, you can't withstand the storm, and the warrior responds back, I am the storm, right? So we also have to understand that we are the eye in the storm. That's true. And so if we get into the maelstrom, we're going to be there's going to be chaos again. Right. So which is why when you came in with the leaf blower, Cass, I was like, yes, of course you came in with a leaf blower, but we need to like do it in a very subtle way. Right. So
Cass doesn't believe in that.
I understand. Trust me. I have an archetype that's the Hulk. Nothing I do is small. Right. Like I totally get it.
I just like efficiency, Robin. Efficiency. I was like, is it a hair dryer? No, that doesn't work.
Right, exactly. And so The other piece is that your job, because you have such big power and energy, is to really be able to so the if you draw your sword, you've already lost the battle. That's the energy of the warrior, right? The warrior energy, once you've drawn your sword, you've already lost, right? So it really is about focusing all that power, because it's like it can be like so laser intense that's right. So but for the three of you, it's about creating the sanctuary that, yes, there's going to be some Hazarai, but you're not going to pick it up or let it stick to you. It's going to come in and it goes out, but you don't have to claim it. You don't have to own it. You don't have to pick it up. Okay. And if you're Maelstrom, it's going to throw the balance of the three of you off a little bit. If any one of you is spinning in chaos, the other two are it's going to change their vibration. It's going to be harder to hold that frequency.
Mhm,
Makes it unstable, right?
mhm.
It's like a molecule, like an oxygen molecule needs two to function in the world, right? Some molecules are stable with three.
Mm.
Right? I forget which ones, but I know there's one that's stable with three. That's where you guys have this space to, and that's not to say you can't go through stuff, right? You're going to go through stuff, and this is a sanctuary and safe space for you to go through stuff. And also it's a reminder to come back to this centered, grounded, internal place of that like really solid core line between the earth and your soul self, that pillar. Make sense?
Mhm.
Questions, thoughts, what's percolating in here?
My question immediately was, you're right. I mean, we're all going to go through our things. And I think that sometimes, well, I'll speak for myself. Like sometimes I try to protect Cass or Kaylin from what I'm going through, but that never works because they always know already. So like how do we form a system that's seamless of helping each other, calling each other to the sanctuary, right? Without like scaring, because sometimes if you're in your stuff and somebody says you need to go to the sanctuary, it's like don't tell me I need to do that.
Fuck you, you're not the boss of me.
Yeah, you're not the boss. I'm, like I haven't even figured out that I've left the sanctuary yet.
You've had religious trauma without telling me you've had religious trauma. Jade will go first.
Yeah, so like how do we come up with a system that calls each other, that we can call each other back, without calling each other out, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's something we need.
Yeah. So one of the I mean, the way to do that is to hold it within yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, if you are watching one of the three of you go through something and you want to leap to help, or you want to call it out, or you want to just be like, hey, come back to the sanctuary, we can hold you. That is always an invitation for you to come back into yourself and solidify your energy, solidify your column, hold the vibration bigger, wider, stronger.
That's easier to do.
100%.
Yes and no, it's not easier, but yes, it is. Like
Right.
that's the power that we all have, is like constantly, if we're feeling something is off, go immediately to ourselves and go to our pillar and make sure we're there.
We're strong. And that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
You actually can't. Exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is to hold it, and her mirror neurons, her neurons in her brain are going to resonate with it.
Yeah.
Right. So this is, so I don't know. I mentioned on the podcast the practice of Ho'oponopono. Did I mention that?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is what I was going to teach you anyway. So the practice of Ho'oponopono, it's a Hawaiian practice of forgiveness. And it really means being comfortable in your skin. So when you practice Ho'oponopono with yourself or with another, you're clearing out the vibration that resonates with their vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you notice that one of your triumvirate is vibrating at a different frequency, that's because it's in you. So you can clear it in you with a Ho'oponopono. And you can say to Kaylin or Jade or Cass, or whatever, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry I created this distortion. Please forgive me for that. I love you. Thank you for showing me my distortion. I'm going to hold it more solid for you. You can resonate with it or not. So it clears the space, and you're taking ownership for your energy.
I love that.
Because the only thing you have control over is your energy. That's it. That's why stuff can be going on in the world, but it doesn't get in, because if it gets in, awesome. That's an invitation for you to have another relationship, a deeper relationship with that part of yourself that's ready to heal. And if it gets into the three of you, it's an invitation to come into self. What's your question, Kaylin?
I'm wondering, in the process of going into ourself, does that require a conversation between the three of us, or nothing? No
Not
words
necessarily.
Okay.
And in fact, if like I said, if it's in the space, you name it, but name it in you.
Yep.
If you going into you doesn't clear it, it will clear it. So you may have to wait for you may have to sit and stay in the discomfort, but your job is to just keep reinforcing it within you and loving them. Now, it may come up that you need to have a conversation. Yes, but you will know that you need to have the conversation because it'll happen organically. You don't have to create it or make it or force it. It just happens organically. And your job is to clear it in you. How do I want to feel in this situation? Right? So it's kind of it's again subtle, but you have to sort of feel your way into, is this the time to speak or the time to hold my tongue? And again, it's always the invitation to, what's my internal compass saying for me? Am I in rapport? If your heart is in rapport, there's a lot that can be said without actually saying anything. Right? Intimacy, into me, I see. It's always an invitation to be with self first. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
There's lots of percolating going on.
My percolating is just like I'm going into, the past and seeing like the truth of all of your words and how they've played out already for me, and how much easier I feel like it already is and will be, and it's good. Yeah.
Good.
That's
What
my
else?
percolating. What's your
Good.
percolating, guys?
I'm just thinking about like what's next. Like some of the things that come to mind immediately is like, so in our organization, visualize, our pillars in our triangle, knowing though that there are potentially others that are part of this internal, ecosystem that we have. And I'm trying to visualize how we support them and how we bring them into this sacred space.
I feel like that's why we keep getting this shape,
Mm,
because we're holding the triangle and there's a circle around us. And so they're all in there, right, with us, but we're holding it.
mm,
I also feel like kind of what I said the other day with the 369, the Paul, Tom, Peter is the next triangle.
mm.
Because our logo is literally repeated fucking triangles. Good job, guys.
Well, and I think, Kaylin, to your to answer your question, it is that. It's like, so what when you asked the question, what I saw was you guys are the cornerstones. You each are the corners of the triangle, and then there's people along the arms of the triangle, and then there's people on the circle of the triangle, and then there's people in the spaces around it, right? But the triangle is the solidity,
Mhm.
right? And then what happens from there, it's like a whole bunch of concentric triangle circles, right? It's a whole bunch of different
Mhm.
and so again, it's about you holding your solidity and inviting and calling in the people that want to resonate with that, because they will. They'll be drawn to it because there are people in the world who hunger for it, who crave it, who are looking for it, who have been seeking it, right? So this is huge energy that you hold in the world, and you're doing this amazing, like, so when I see the world and I see the healers in the world, it's a whole bunch of different lights, and they're all interconnected with a web, and it just sort of crisscrosses the whole globe. That's what I see. It's like different pinpoints of light that are connected with all these different strands. And the three of you have this like really, it's like a really powerful beacon of light that people are going to just be drawn to because it's so bright and wide and strong. And each of you is stronger. Each of you is a powerhouse in your own right. And then the three of you combined makes it like it's like that. It goes right. It really exponentially increases each of your potential. Right. So each of you has a pillar that you shine, and that pillar, the three of you, creates a like a hara line, like it creates a structure,
Mhm.
and people will be drawn to that because they resonate with it. Make sense?
Mhm. You are mirroring what other people have said to us, so other healers and things. So nothing. I smile because I'm like, yes, more confirmation. Mhm.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, if you ask for confirmation, you'll get it. Like this is a real invitation for you to be working with your, like I connected you with your soul self. This is an invitation for you to, you could connect with your soul self. You could go out to your soul star and meet your like future self up there, in there, wherever it is. You
Out there.
could sit, you can sit with your soul self and meet your future self and ask your future self to give you the guidance and the codes and the energy and the whatever to get from where you are to where they are. And then you can pay attention to synchronicities and not whatever they are, like kismet opportunities. You'll automatically see those things that you wouldn't necessarily have seen before because you're connected to that frequency.
Mm.
That's how it works. It's actually kind of easy. You can jump the timeline, but you want to stay. The first thing I did was ground you into Mother Earth because you want to stay grounded in this planet,
Mhm.
right? And the more we can ground into Mother Earth, the more we're sort of embedding the frequencies that we want to embody in the earth herself, so that everybody who's on the earth is going to feel it.
Mm.
This is how we ascend. This is how we get into 5D consciousness. It's like we're embedding it in the planet that we all share.
Mhm.
Then we all have access to it, right? It's not like high. It's like well water. It fills from underneath, right? It's like the more we have, the more we have. What other questions? What else is here? What else needs to be said, or where are we at?
So one of the things that's coming up for me is, I teach them your version of Ho'oponopono, because I've Ho'oponopono till I'm blue in the face, and
You and I, Cass, I feel like have Ho'oponopono
yep,
like last year around this time.
Yep. yeah, because I
So
was a really shitty husband in a past life. Obviously not right now.
so Ho'oponopono is a daily, multiple times daily, all the time kind of thing.
Mhm.
I say Ho'oponopono, I don't know, 60 times a day. I don't even know, whatever. So for me, it's about coming back to that zero, what Dr. Len called the zero state. It's about really, really, really getting as clean and clear and unencumbered in my energy as I possibly can. That's what Ho'oponopono is. If there's anything that says this shouldn't have happened, this isn't how it's supposed to be, this is not okay. If there's anything in you that says this is anything other than divine love, that's a place for Ho'oponopono.
How do you spell that?
H-O apostrophe O-P-O-N-O-P-O-N-O. Ho'oponopono.
Okay.
And so Ho'oponopono, if anything comes into your field that has any kind of emotional charge for you whatsoever, anything that comes into your awareness that has any kind of emotional charge for you, that's an opportunity to do Ho'oponopono.
Mm.
Anything, literally. I don't care if it's frustration that your kid left the milk open on the counter, Ho'oponopono, or your husband didn't take out the garbage. Like, I don't care what it is, Ho'oponopono clears it out of you.
I'm about to just be speaking this all damn day.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
And you're just saying those words.
Yes. Well, you really want to embody the feeling.
I mean, the intention behind.
Yeah. So you really want to embody, like, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
So when you're apologizing to yourself, you're apologizing to the other person, you're kind of apologizing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what you're really doing is apologizing to God for forgetting that there's only love. Period. I'm sorry. That's like, I'm sorry I forgot that there's only love. Please forgive me. I love you. I love you. I love God. I love source. I love me. I love humanity. I love it all. And thank you. Like, thank you for the opportunity again. Thank you for again giving me a chance to come back into source. Thank you for again giving me the chance to come back to the zero state. Thank you for life, right? It's like the frequency of the universe is joy and gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, when I do it, I say apologize. So I say, please forgive me. I forgive you. I love you. Thank you. Is there a reason you have you kind of leave one of the parts out?
Because I learned it as I'm sorry, please
Okay.
forgive me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's honestly because really for me, truly, it's like if I'm doing Ho'oponopono at its purest form, there's nothing to forgive, right? There's no trespass because it's mine to own. So if I'm doing it in the truest sense of things, please forgive me because I forgot, there's nothing to forgive. Right? That extra I forgive you piece adds in the layer of, you did this thing, I forgive you for it. There's still an energy of like, It's a barrier. It's like a, right? There's still just a slight superiority almost.
Interesting. Yeah, I learned that if you don't say it, then essentially what's happening is this, you're taking the onus off of yourself, but you're not giving the autonomy and the you know, back into the other person to also hold their part.
You're doing that automatically.
Mhm.
By you disconnecting your energy, you are giving them the opportunity to either choose
Mhm.
to resonate with it or not. It's up to them whether or not they want to pick it up.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it's always our choice whether we want to pick something up or not. And if we pick it up, it's do we want to carry it or not? Right? One of my teachers has his phrase is easy, simple, fun. If it's easy, simple, fun, great. If it's not yours. You don't have to carry it. The other,
For you when you just said that.
say that one more time.
Is it easy, simple, fun? I have a question for you when it comes to that.
Sure.
When you say that, do you mean all things? Do you mean certain things? Because there are things, something that I've been wrestling with for the last, I don't know, month, when the last time we saw each other is, am I doing this because I have to, or am I doing this because I want to?
Great. What I mean is all things, but that's a really good question. Is this something I want to do or is something I have to do?
Because there are things in my life that I'm like, I don't want to do this. I have to do this. Is it easy, simple, or fun? Maybe not. But
Well, I
have
would argue if it's something you have to do, I would argue that. I would actually ask you, is it really true it's something you have to do?
Well, in regards to like taking care of children, sometimes I don't have a choice.
Well, and yes and no. I mean, like I mean, we could take this to the extreme. I'm not going to, because I'm a mom and I totally understand there are times that you just have to do shit. So, but my teacher would have argued that there's nothing you have to do. So, and if there's a resistance to it, if it's something that has to be done and there's a resistance to it, or resentment, or a frustration, or like, why am I doing this? That's your invitation to clear it. That's your invitation to be like, well, how do I want to feel in this situation? How do I want to feel in this? What would I love this outcome to be? How do I want to feel this would go? And you can sit and really sort of even cultivate or marinate in that feeling. If everything was perfect and it was easy, simple, fun, this is how I would feel. This is how it would go. And kind of allow that to unfold.
Because that creates opportunities in your life for it to be
Precisely.
like, yeah, I'm thinking of specific things in my life, like even if it's boundaries that I've created then for myself or somebody I've hired to do it for me, or
right.
Yeah.
So like if you're resisting, it's gonna push back. That's how, because energy, like you know, laws of physics, a force is like an equal and opposite force, right? Like there's like, it's always going to be this sort of resistance. If we can get to this place of like openness, this flow space, how do I want to feel in this situation? In any situation, we can do the Ho'oponopono. The other process is something called the method, which is like you start with feeling your feelings, really feeling them, like feel them all, bring them all the way up into your heart, whatever it is, sadness, anger, frustration, hatred, it doesn't matter. You bring it up to your heart as if there's no, like when we did with the, when I had you feel, when anything you notice, just notice what you notice, feel what you feel, bring it into your heart. Okay. Bring it into your heart and feel it. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Breathe into it for 2, 3, 4 breaths, whatever it is. Because emotions are energy in motion. They're going to come in, they're going to go out. It's when we stop them that they get stuck, right? So you feel your feelings and then you feel love for yourself. You really get in touch with the feeling of being in love with yourself. So it's like whatever you feel is okay, and you love yourself completely and totally as a result of it.
Mm.
And then you can get into the place of like everything is divine, everything in the universe is divine because you love yourself, which means nothing is wrong.
Mm.
Ultimately, the last step of that is to surrender your control of your life. You surrender. We either say to God, thy will be done, or God says to us, thy will be done. Are you sure? Okay, have at it. You want to keep banging your head against a rock? Go ahead.
Mm.
What other questions? And I'm saying this all to you because I've lived doing it the hard way for, 42 of my 48 years, right? Like I really was Sisyphus pushing a rock up the hill for a long fucking time.
That's the reason we both love practical magic, by the way, Robin. It's our era.
Yes, exactly. All right. Does this feel complete at this moment?
I'm not getting a yes or a no.
Right.
Neither
Me
am I.
neither.
Yeah.
It's like, meh.
And
Right?
I think it's because it's an ongoing thing.
Mhm.
Right? We cleared out what was between you. We cleared out the space. You have a new canvas. Yes. And now
Yeah.
it'll be your ongoing job to decide. That's why I was about to ask you the question and they were like, nope, it's an ongoing discovery among the three of you is what are you filling or what are you creating in the space that we cleared? It may stay empty, right?
So what I'm getting is kind of a question, and
Sure.
it's kind of sprinkled around that practical magic piece of like, practically, like, can you give an example of how, of how, and yeah,
Of how what you create the space or you hold the space.
all of it.
The space already exists, right? You already have this sort of form and structure. You already are sort of in this process. I think it's an invitation to got it. So this summer, I don't know why. I'm sure Jade, you can tell us astrologically what's going on, but this summer, for the next like 6 weeks, is a time of integration. Kind of true on the planet right now. So we're all being asked to lie fallow for a little bit, which is really uncomfortable for most of us. But we're being asked to go through this period of integration because we've all sort of been fast-tracked. Past couple of years have been a really intense fast tracking of light workers and healers and teachers and coaches and beings who are doing the work. And so there's been this like intense thing that we've all sort of felt. And now there's collectively this like energy that we need to be able to rest and catch our breath. And we've already succeeded. And now it's just a matter of like, it's like we up-leveled and now we need to allow our energy to catch up to this level. there's a gap between what our small self, what our ego self trusts, and what our energy field knows. So we're closing the gap, right? So in terms of practicality, what can you do? Spend time. Oh, great. Spend time marinating in what lights you up, what makes your energy feel really good, the sensations, the experiences, the feelings of like, this feels really good. Every single time you have a moment of like, this feels awesome, kind of like marinate in it and enjoy it and appreciate it, which is what's going to allow more of that to come in. Because that's what we're like retraining. So we're retraining our brains. We're retraining our we're actually changing our DNA. So, and our brains haven't caught up yet, right? Our brains are like, this is how it is. This is how we do things, right? And so it's about allowing our brain to stop trying so hard to figure it out. So anything that you can do that gets you into your body and out of your head, those are the practical things to do. Did that answer your question, Cass?
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Sounds like the play card to me, Kaylin.
For sure does.
That card. In amongst moving cross country.
Yeah. Again, easy, simple, fun. How does it get to be like fun, right? How does it get to be easy? What if it was easy? What if the whole move was easy and it felt really good and awesome? What would you do differently?
Probably read a book on how to move easily. New York Times bestseller.
There you go. Perfect.
It's gonna be saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. As she drives all
truck.
the way.
Yeah, good, awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, there are times I say Ho'oponopono. I've said it for like a couple of hours at a time till it cleared. Or I did the method for like, I once did the method for 8 straight hours till I could get to that place of surrender.
Journey.
Hence,
Yeah.
on.
Right, exactly, exactly.
I call that dying.
Say that again.
Cass calls that dying.
Well, in some ways it is. It's not the death of the ego, but it is the letting go of struggle.
Yeah.
Which is a form, it can feel like death for sure, especially to the ego, which thinks its survival is dependent on it. Right? The ego is meant to, I mean, the ego, we can't survive without an ego, and we all have one. It's 100% of us. So, and it is the thing that allows us to know we're the only people in the world who can do the work that we do. That we need an ego, right?
Yeah.
But the ego is meant to be the servant of the conscious mind, not the conscious mind be the servant of the ego. It's a really important distinction. So on some level, it is a little bit of like a death, but it's like, it's really just like a letting go, which is why we meet ourselves, we meet those parts of ourselves that are so scared with infinite compassion. To be like, I know it's scary. It's totally okay. I'm right here with you, and we won't do anything until you're ready. Right. So it's an invitation. Just like when I asked you, when we were unwinding the knots, I asked you to invite it. If you met resistance, invite it to unfold rather than trying to pull on it. I mean, every single one of you is pretty strong-willed. You can will your way through fucking anything.
I've never heard that before. That's a new concept. What is that? Strong-willed?
I know, right? Exactly.
That's a new phrase for me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it is, Kaylin.
And you can do it the easy way, or why do it?
For my mother.
And yes, that's true. And if that's why it feels like it's death, that's why it feels like it's because it's that strong will that has to be surrendered. That's why I say God says to us, "That will be done. Go ahead, do it your way. there's an easier way, but why do it the easy way when the hard way is just as good? Anything else in the space before I close the field?
From me.
Okay.
Do you have a mantra coming through?
Do I have a mantra coming through?
Hmm?
I think I've given you all my mantras. What if it was easy?
Thank you.
My mantra for 2023 was there's nothing broken and there's nothing to fix. So if there's nothing broken and there's nothing to fix, how do I just be in the space? All right. What do we want to? Okay. So I want you to imagine that you guys are all in a triangle holding hands. Okay. Good. And just feel the love, the affection, the respect, the joy that you have, and just being with each other. Easy, simple, fun. Just breathe into that space. Breathe your heart into the space between the three of you. Kind of like a Care Bear. Oh, there's your rainbow, Kaylin. Beautiful.
Fuck both of you.
You like your rainbow, Kaylin?
That's awesome. All right.
Too.
I am grateful to all of the guides and ascended masters and Council of Light. Thank you for sharing space with us. Thank you for your deepest wisdom. Thank you for allowing us to create this beautiful magic. Please guide us and continue to show us the way. And allow us to unfold this process the way it's meant to be. And so it is. There we go. So I know I told you an hour and 45 and it was an hour and 34, so close
9
enough.
minutes faster, you guys. Fuck yeah.
Well done, ladies. Well done.
That's right. Efficiency.
All right, exactly. You said you love efficiency, so we're
Gave
good.
us an extra 11 minutes to decompress. Thank
Mhm.
you.
It was because of the leaf blower. Had I used something you guys, I want chicken chips.
You need some protein?
I do need protein.
Oh.
So you did a tremendous healing. You did tremendous work. It was like when they all came in, I was like, whoa, right? This was tremendous work. So I want you to also honor yourselves, take care of yourselves, be gentle, drink water. If you need to rest. And I don't care what else you have to do. Rest is tantamount. All right. So honor your bodies as this integrates for the next few days or whatever. And whatever comes up, you may have stuff come up, right? I'll just kind of gentle, gentle, gentle compassion as if you're 5.
Mm.
Right.
For those of us who have 5-year-olds,
Right.
sometimes easier said
Lay
than
down on
done.
the floor with them.
Exactly. We have a time. I used to do that with Lily. I was like, are we screaming? Yes. And we would yell and scream, and she'd be like, she was like, what, Mama? Like she had no idea what to do. And I was like, yes, let's temper tantrum. And she couldn't, like, she was just, it was like a break state for her. She was like, what?
My son gets mad at me when I say it's my turn. He's like, no, it's not your turn. Like, it's my turn. I get to yell now. No, you don't.
Mm.
Yeah,
You get a
great.
turn. I get a turn.
Right, exactly. Let's do it together. Let's yell together. It was awesome when I would like give her permission. She's like, I just want to scream. Okay. She would like, she didn't know what to do with that. Right. So I would just give her permission to scream and yell and stomp and kick. And
Funny little story. I had this tied in a knot earlier from this morning. I just kept tying knots. So when we were doing the thing, I actually untied a tangible knot that I had made this morning.
I love it.
Is that
Perfect.
dental floss?
What's that?
Is that dental floss?
No, it's not. It's the extra stuff from the citrus notepad.
Oh.
You know how it has
Oh.
like a thingy? Yeah. Anyway.
all right.
OCD.
I love it. Any other comments, rebuttals, questions, anything you want to sort of before we end the session? I mean, the session's ended, but like, do you have questions about anything else that like is not related to this?
I feel good. Yeah. Is there anything we need to expect? Like we need to just like honor what our bodies are telling us, but is there anything else we should expect or no? Just
No, really just do whatever you can to be in your heart space and honor what comes up. I don't even know that there will be anything that comes up, but whatever it does, just honor it. Just it's all love. It's all good.
I guess my only question is, Jade, what's happening in the next 6 weeks astrologically?
I was trying to think of what I'm like, I don't know. There's always lots of things happening.
There's like a little ask
Right.
Jade in my notebook.
But I'll have to dig in there and see what comes up. I'm a horrible astrologer, to be honest, Robin. Like I like to joke about that. I'm really good at reading birth charts, but I don't particularly love following the planets around. Like,
Got
what are
it.
you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, I don't
Yeah.
spend a lot of time doing that. Yeah.
I need Channy's podcast to come out like 3 weeks in advance, not the week of.
Do you guys follow Pam Gregory?
Yes.
no.
I don't know who that is.
Follow Pam Gregory. She's
Yep.
fucking phenomenal. And honestly, when there's up planetary shifts, she's got it. She's talking about it 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. That's how I get a lot of my information, is by following Pam Gregory. And she's like this like British schoolmarm. Like she I expect her to serve tea and crumpets. And she actually gets into the spirituality of astrology, and it is mind-blowing.
Does she still do her channeled activations?
I if she does, I haven't
Okay.
found those. She actually she's doing a lot of interviews with people who channel.
Okay.
I don't know that she's doing so much of it anymore, but she's certainly,
I forgot.
Does she have a podcast?
she does have she always puts a YouTube video out. So if you go to YouTube and find Pam Gregory, like she had something on the full moon that we just had, and she was talking about, I think she was the one who said that there was some, like, June was kind of a relatively quiet month in terms of
Quiet, yeah.
transitions.
Yeah, I mean, I was going through all this. I'm like, is there retrograde? I couldn't think of anything, but yeah. So maybe it's just that we get a break a little.
Well, I think that's what I was saying, is that we get a break for a little while, that we just get to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
So do you want to Venmo me? How is that going to work?
I'm gonna Venmo you.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
You just want to send me your Venmo handle?
Sure. It's Phoenix Rising Healings, but yes, I will send it to you. And I have a client who is trying to change the world, and she talks similarly to the way you ladies talk. So I would love to introduce you to her, because I think you have a lot in common. And so I think it will be one of those really magical connections. So I will send you her contact information as well.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And if you have questions, comments, whatever, reach out to me. email or text or whatever, and I will be at your disposal.
Robin, I think your podcast comes out today.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't expect it to come out that soon.
Let me trust but verify. I'm 99.99% sure it is literally out right now.
That's awesome. I will post that on my page.
So, yes.
It is.
Mhm.
Is there a link or something?
Yep. I will, Yep, it is out right now. So I will send this to you via Instagram. Does that
Okay,
work?
sure. Yep.
Okay.
Do you follow me on Instagram? We connected?
I don't know, but I can find you because I wrote down your stuff, your
Okay.
name.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It's always Phoenix Rising Healings, kind of wherever I am.
Always plural.
Yep, always plural.
Okay.
All right,
Cool.
that's awesome. I'm psyched for that. I'm excited to share it and let people know about you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for this. This has been so good.
This was really cool. Like I said, I had no idea where we were going with this, and this was really, really awesome. So thanks for riding on this journey with me. And thanks for letting me guide it. Like, that was really cool. So
Thank you, Robin. Really appreciate you.
same, right back at you guys. Have a good day.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Okay.
Where
is
the
everyone-
fuck do we go from?
Yeah, and is everyone still with us? Because that was not a short listen.
No, it wasn't a short listen. I mean, I'm sure it was longer for us actually being in it than it was to listen to it. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hence the buckle up, bitches.
exactly. You know, we've always said we want to share what's actually going on in our lives and be real. And it didn't take us a lot of conversation to agree that we wanted to put this recording out there for you to listen to.
No, it didn't even take proper English.
I knew exactly what you were saying. I was like, yeah, sure, we could do it.
It was like Friday afternoon. I'm like, we put on podcast or something like that. I'm like, I
We
don't know.
put podcast.
We put on podcast. Well, let's be honest, we were all still recovering. So we are not recording this right after the healing journey happened. We're recording this several days later.
Yes.
And
integration post weekend.
And let's, like Kaylin, share how you felt a couple days after the day, or right after and the day after that.
So nausea to the high heavens, like super, super nauseous afterwards. And just like, I think I was stuck, not necessarily stuck. I think I was struck by a lot of the things that she said. And I had to just kind of digest them. Like, it felt like a hangover, like a spiritual hangover, I think is the best way to describe it. Like, I felt physically exhausted. And I felt good, like it was a good thing. And I felt like so much love for you guys. And just, I still feel that. I say felt, like I feel so much more connected to you both. And I almost feel like reinvigorated in like what we're doing and this, and not that I was waning in it at all, but I almost feel this like power up of like keep going sort of thing. And so I think that was really good. I felt like given just like some challenges from the universe starting the day after we did it. And I was really like basically forced to practice what she gave us of like the what if it was easy. And then like Ho'oponopono, like I did that many a times. Like I actually have lost count how many times I've done it in the past 4 days. Can't remember. too many times. So, like for one, Friday, I think I was on the call with you, Jade. We were working, figuring out all of the Align stuff. And Anthony texted that he was on his way home. Perfect. Great. You know, we have our transition time on the calendar every day. And then we're like wrapping up and he's like calling and texting me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm working. And I answered one of those calls, Jade, you remember? And I was like, okay, like I'll, you know, like I'm working, so I'll call you when I'm done. So finished our session. I called him up and he's like, hey, my car won't start. I'm at the gas station.
Oh,
Come
with
get
the
me.
kids?
No, it's just him. I haven't come home yet.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay. And he's like, can you come get me? I was like, I had like someone try to jump me. It won't jump start, like all this stuff, which, so Anthony has this like affinity for like old cars, like loves them, like could have a like a newer car, doesn't want it, like loves his vintage cars, which is great. This one in particular is a car that he really wanted when he was in high school. So I think we're just like fulfilling like high school Anthony with some of these cars that he's had in the last few years, which is fine. But they require a lot of just like, you either have to be really good at working on cars or you have to know someone, which lucky for us, our mechanic lives across the street. So he's like always listening when Anthony drives home. He's like, hey, it's making a funny sound today. Can I look under the hood? And so like, you know, they just kind of like look under the hood and like talk and fix shit in his car all the time. So anyway, like 9 months ago, he was like, hey, I think that car is going to need something new in about 9 months.
So your mechanic is also psychic.
Basically.
We see his
yeah, I know. I'm like, Ronnie, can we get your
time of day.
birth time, date, place, please? I do know his birthday. Don't know what time of day. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come get you. So I load up the kids because it's, you know, the first official day of summer break with both kids, the day before they had gone to the sitter. So I load the kids up in the car. I go to drive and the warning light comes on in my car that tire pressure was low on my tires. And I was like, what the fuck? I have brand new tires on my car, like brand new, like maybe 3 months old. Okay. Like, that's weird. And so I like pull over in my neighborhood. I look, the tire looks fine. Like there's nothing like wrong with it. I don't see anything in the tire. I'm like, all right, there's a gas station like right up at the entrance of our neighborhood, sort of. And so I go there, I get air in the tire, and then I go to get Anthony. And so I go pick him up. I like listen to it. I'm like, that doesn't sound good, but like, okay. He like goes inside the gas station. He's like, hey, is it okay if I leave this here? I'm gonna go get my mechanic and I'll bring him back. And like Anthony, like I feel like I was sent a test by Anthony because his energy was like so fucking off. And no one can test me like that man can do. Like I can fucking take anyone's shit and like whatever. Like even my kids, I feel like in the past year, I have been able to just like I've grown so much, but that man has a special skill. And I am so proud of myself because I was just like preaching to him the like, what if it was easy? Like, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be okay. We'll figure it out. We'll get through this. I mean, I was ho'oponoponoing all of it, even when I was like getting offended because it wasn't being very nice to me. And I was like, bitch, I rescued you. I didn't do shit to you. I've been taking care of our kids and working. Like,
I will drop your ass back off at the corner and leave you.
Correct. Yeah. Like technically, like you're in on my time now.
Oh,
I have shit to do.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. All that to say, we're now on the other side. His car is fixed. We ended up having it towed back to our house and needed a new starter. We're like, it was not cheap. But it's fixed. I ended up having a nail in my tire, but I got the like roadside, whatever. So Firestone came to our house, fixed it. It was literally through the center of the tire. So they were able to just like patch it. Didn't have to buy a new tire or anything like that. And that was like $20. And like that was done and fixed. Like we didn't have to literally go anywhere. Like they came, pulled up our driveway to my car, fixed it, did it, and then like said goodbye. Like that was it. So it was easy. Anthony's car, I would say, was fairly easy, probably a little more involved for him, but like I was like, how can I support you? Like, I don't want to cause any more stress. Like, we'll get through this. It's fine. And so it was like, I found him a tow truck that could tow the car, met him there, and the tow truck just took care of it, dropped it off in front of our house. And like, he, went with the mechanic, ordered the part, and was there same day. And the mechanic came to our house last night after all the rain and stuff and was like, hey, I want to work on it now. They're like, okay, fine. And like was up when Anthony got up for work this morning, because Anthony's like, well, if it's not done, I'll just take your car to work tomorrow. And he was literally waiting for Anthony at 3:30 this morning and had like fixed it. And then also Anthony's windows like started malfunctioning, and he fixed that too.
This is like a gem of a human. I
Yeah.
think this story is about the mechanic.
Right?
I think
He's such
an angel.
He is an angel. I love him
like,
so
thank
much.
you, I love you. She's really referring to Ronnie. She's really
Yeah, exactly.
I will not tell the listeners the dirty, nasty things that man has said to Anthony, but yes.
You know what?
Angels can be dirty.
Sometimes they come in different packages.
Exactly.
Oh God, some about his kids being in the sewer. You know what I'm saying? Like the man has said some things.
Oh my God. Yes, I've
Yeah.
heard stories.
Yeah. But you know what? He's a caring man. So sweet, so kind. And
So,
really took care.
That was
of-
your integration.
That's part of it. Yeah, that's sounds like a lot, but that is but a small piece, I feel like, of what has like been going on the
For
past
sure.
few days for me. So who's next?
Jade
Um,
raised your eyebrows. I'm taking that as a me.
well, I was just thinking what happened? What happened is I thought I was fine. That's what happened. Like we were finished and I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. And I didn't feel anything. You were saying I'm nauseous. I'm like, no, I feel good. I feel good. This is good. And then I had to get up and go to work pretty much right after. And I get to the bar and people start coming in and I'm like, oh, I'm not here. Like, I am not here. I am not in my body at all. I was like way up and just everyone noticed because Thursdays are regulars and they were like, what's wrong with you? And I was just like, I'm just tired. And I just kept smiling like really big and just like looking around like, how am I going to get back in my body? Like, this is not okay.
Shot a fireball.
No,
Correct. That's literally what I was
took a
thinking.
shot. I took a shot with the people at the end of the bar. No, you're exactly right. What was it? It wasn't.
I knew it.
Oh, it was a Shanky's Whip. It's like a chocolatey kind of whiskey. It's pretty good.
He's whip.
Shanky's
Writing
Whip.
that one down.
That's a good one. No, it's really good. Yeah. So I did. I took a shot and I was just like, okay, I drank a bunch of water and I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. Like, here we go. So, yeah, then just the next day, I just spent a lot of time just on the notes and just being, just all weekend, just feelings and waves of gratefulness, just for the timing of everything. And I'm just full of this kind of like almost just this pride and this gratitude of the work that we have done. Fuck, you guys, we have been working so hard. And
holy shit.
Hold on, Jade. Here you go.
Cass. Pass
Only
the
it works like
tissue.
that.
Pass the tissue. Like, like the tie from Savannah and all of that to this. It just like is all just like, obviously divinely timed, and the ultimate result of that is this energetic opening so that we can invite in all of the things that we're calling in, and that is so exciting to me. So that's where I'm at. Grateful.
I'm headed to Savannah. No. Full circle moment. I left, and I still am, and I'm still in the space of like, I was waiting for the nausea because I'm like, okay, this is prototypical to me. So I'm like, I'm gonna puke. Where is it? Come on.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't
Or
have-
shit. One or the other.
I know,
Yeah.
I was like waiting for a bodily symptom the entire weekend, and there was nothing, which I was like, okay, cool. So it means something's really fun is about to happen in Savannah, or
Yeah.
kind of transmuted and moved things, gently, if you will.
Mhm.
But just kind of
That
felt
leaf blower. You just fucking blew that shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
not a shop a show, is it? What should you say? Shop vac, something smaller, but no, leaf blower.
Dust buster.
Dust buster, that was it. No, who uses a dust buster? That's inefficient. So kind of feeling super grounded was kind of what I felt, and then kind of like it was a recalibration. So like there wasn't anything for me that like got completely like tested or morphed or like shifted or anything of that nature. It was just like I kind of talk about sometimes where like 1 degree off, it doesn't seem like it's that much until it's compacted 60 times or until it's compacted 100 times. And I feel like it was getting to the root and just like recalibrating that like 1 degree of like, okay, 1 degree off here, 1 degree off here, 1 degree off here. So it's enough to make a difference, but like at a cellular level, it wasn't like, oh shit, massive epiphany, world blowing up, world opening. It has, though, I will say, for this whole weekend, probably starting Friday into now Monday, kind of put me into this feminine side of things. Which is kind of
Wow.
No, literally, as you were talking, I was like, you're sounding, that is what it sounds like coming out of your mouth. And also the weirdness of you feeling grounded. And I was up.
it was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Enjoy.
You guys.
I was
You
out of my
guys,
body.
it's happening.
It's happening, Cass.
50-50 shift.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
God.
So, but it was kind of nice because like we played this week. Like I looked at Tom yesterday because we went to the dump and I was like, let's go get ice cream. And like, because we had the kids with us. And he's like, we've gotten ice cream now for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He's like, that's more than we got ice cream last year, the entire summer.
Oh,
And I'm like,
we're
we're on
so
a
happy
fucking-
about it.
Well, E was growing and her teeth are hurting. So I'm like, ice cream naturally, like, come on, it just makes sense. But just like kind of being in this like very playful, very receptive, very kind of dancing phase, if you will. And even like the calls that I had on Friday, the things that like I was talking to someone and he had a connection for me, and the connection that I had for him was like going to the Costa Rica team that I go like down with and hang out with the fishing guys. So like not a business connection at all, but I'm like, oh, I can connect you to the guys who own Fishing No Sorrow. No big deal. Like just very easy, very like kind of in this playful kind of state, if you will. So,
Love
and
it.
then what's funny is the whole easy thing. And this won't sound weird to you, but it'll sound weird to probably some of the listeners. I find my dying and my deaths easy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, it's also a little like you're expected. Like that's a known quantity
Yeah.
for you.
And you've had it so many times that it's like, all right, here we go.
Because I do want to, one of the things that was said that I took away and kind of jotted down was like, there's something about like this element of dying and it just being like, you don't have to do that. I was like, no, but I kind of do. And I kind of like it and I kind of enjoy it. And it kind of like does condense 6 timelines all at once so I can quantum jump. Like, I'm not going to stop dying.
And she kept saying, like, what if you don't have to, though?
But I'm like, I don't have to.
You choose to.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah. That's pretty much it on my side.
Wow. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. So how does it feel up there, Jade?
I don't like it very much. I mean, no, I don't dislike it. It's just yeah, like how do I put it? I spent so many years dissociated, right? So that is kind of being out of your body. And so it feels a little bit scary when it happens, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm up there again. I don't want to be up there, but recognizing that the view is very different from up there than it was when I was dissociated. So like learning how to kind of play in that space and be in that space and welcome it, as opposed to being afraid to be up there. That's the difference.
To me, it feels a little like a vacation being on Earth. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You should.
Like I don't take I know the dissociated feeling. I did that. And then I think for me, having to go at it from a dissociated feeling and then to have that fear versus go at it from an embodied and present, just to see the different perspective and the different things that are
Yes.
different.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's almost like I remember when I first started going into that space from an embodied sense, there's almost like an almost slight trauma response of like, oh no, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, exactly. So that's you're describing it well, Cass. That's exactly where I'm at. Like that kind of like, oh wait, no, this is different. This is good. And yeah. So
I don't think I've been on Earth though for a while, so
I know. I think I do
Welcome
think that's a
back.
result of like us holding our, each holding our pillar, right? That we can, when we're standing in that space, then we are energetically giving each other permission to go wherever we need to go and trust that we've got the other two corners. So I love that so much.
my favorite quote from the entire session, then I don't have my notes in front of me, but it was a triangle without one of the parts is just a line.
Yes.
That was by far my favorite words ever spoken.
I love that.
So good. So good. Yeah.
Mm.
I think, oh, what, Jade?
I put a star on once you've drawn your sword, you've already lost. Just sit with that one for a while.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That one will be one of my plain dissects in a couple hours.
The other thing that I've had to kind of sit with when she was having us like say what our purpose was when we connected, and some of the things that I said, I like were a surprise to me. Like what I saw and what I felt was not what I thought I would see or feel.
Ooh.
And so that has been something that I've been like just kind of mulling over and sitting with, because it's like, well, like,
was it the L word?
Yeah.
The leader.
Yeah, because that's not
Yep.
like I'm a helper, and I have led many times in my past, many times. Like that's not even other lifetimes. Like that's not like that word doesn't scare me, but I didn't see that as my purpose. And helping wasn't a word that came through, and that's what I would have expected. And so I was like, "Are you sure? Like, are we certain?"
To be fair though, the way that you help is by you show leadership in your helping. Like that is, can you say it better, Cass?
I can't, because I got it the way that Kaylin got it.
Really? Like a surprise?
No, not a surprise, but a very much like, yeah, that's your job. Okay, moving
Yeah.
on. What's next? Like,
Yeah. Same. I was like, I heard her say that. I'm like, definitely
And?
is. But I think you're already doing it. Like you're already, I mean, you're a leader 1,000%. Like that's the way that you help, is by, I need to think about it and see if I can say it better. But
You're good, Jade. You're saying it.
Say it better.
Yeah.
Good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. It just fell out again.
Jade.
No. I am gonna actually re-listen to that part as well. I don't often re-listen to things, but I do want to listen to our words again, because I was definitely not. I was just whatever comes through, just say it. Words.
Yeah. Same. I was not here. I was fucking on my planet. So I was not in my body on the earth in any sort of way. And I was like just getting some crazy, like I literally drew what I was seeing, because I was like, was I really seeing what I was seeing? Like it was interesting. So
How have your dreams been, guys?
I have been,
I've had some weird fucking dreams.
I was like, I've been dreamless, and then I'm like, no,
Like lies.
I
Fucking lies, Jane.
No, I haven't. I've been waking up. I should be writing down. Instead, I've been waking up like, oh shit, that was weird.
Yeah, fucking weird fucking dreams.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
It'll be
can't wait to listen to it again. So yeah. Thanks for staying with us so long though. Again, like this is a long one, but
yeah. And if you liked
Goodbye.
us doing this and you want us to be guinea pigs for other people, I'm totally down.
Absolutely. It's one of our favorite things to do. I think it's pretty fair to say.
How cool would it be to have just a podcast once a month of just us being dissected and ripped a new one?
Raped a new one? Is that what you just?
I said reap, but rape could work too.
Reap, rape,
Sure.
rip. Mhm.
Sure, all of it. So I guess is what we needed to hear.
All of
Okay.
the above. Yeah, I was like, yes, all of it.
Sure.
Well, that's pretty much it, I guess, right?
I hope you guys enjoyed it.